Welcome to the start of my brand new survival world. In this first episode, we explore, we get geared up, and build what might be my favorite starter base I've ever built. So sit back, relax, and thanks for watching. And spawning in a plains biome. Definitely could be a lot worse than this. Go ahead and just grab up my first tree right here and get started on getting these tools. Now this series that I'm doing right now, I wanted it to be a hardcore series originally, but I also want it to be very long term. I want this series to kind of document my growth in Minecraft as well as in editing and in YouTube in general. So I decided not to do a hardcore series because I want this to last. And when I play Minecraft, I tend to die a lot. So hardcore series probably wouldn't last very long. So we're just gonna do a regular survival series here. We can use this world to test things out, to try out new updates when they come. I've been playing my survival island world for the past few weeks, and that world is fun, but obviously being on a tiny island in the world, we have limited resources. So I wanted to kind of take a break from that and have a full world to explore, to build. I've got a lot of ideas and things that I want to do in this world. So I'm using this as kind of like a little refresh from that. Let's go ahead and get all of our stone tools. Got all that. We can get rid of that bad boy. And I think we're gonna take off and just explore. Oh, we got a village right off the bat. Does not get much better than that. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a boat. And let's get over there. Grab this sugar cane while it's just sitting right here. Again, I want this world to be long term, so I'm definitely going to take it slower. I'm not going to rush through any of the game progress. I want to just enjoy it, take my time, build some awesome builds, really get better at building, get better at recording and editing, all of that. So that's going to be the main focus of this world. We'll take your stone cutter, sir. Ooh, looks like we do have a blacksmith down there. I feel like villages never have blacksmiths anymore. I'll take your bed too. And I'll go ahead and grab up all of this hay. Great source of early game food right here, and you know, they don't really need it. What we got here? Alright, some leather armor and some bread. Go ahead and get that on. Every little bit helps. Alright, there we go, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? I'll trade you leather armor and the stone sword for all of your iron. What a nice guy. This is a pretty solid village to start off with. I do also want to get a horse in this world pretty early. I feel like I never use animals anymore. I definitely want to do that here. I'm gonna take all these books. Carrots, potatoes, beetroot. Yeah, there we go. That's all 3. Love that. Love that. More bread. Sure. You know what? I kind of hate these yellow beds. So I think this one had a white. Yeah, I'm gonna steal this bed. All right. Village has been robbed. Let's keep exploring. Being in a plains biome at spawn is nice, but I don't want to build in a plains biome. I feel like they're typically pretty boring. Over there is pretty sweet, but I would love to find some giant snow-capped mountains. So I feel like those in the background just always looks awesome. So let's see if we can just sail around a little bit and find us a good little spot. Dude, got some spruce wood over here. Definitely want to grab up some of that. Oh, and looks like we got a little village up here. All right. Cave. Oh, abandoned village. Okay. Well, that's not fun. I'll take the string. I haven't found very many of these before. It's a ocean ruin, but not in the ocean. Definitely is. Take the early game coal. Buried treasure map. This is very strange. And that's a drowned. Spear. Give me that chest. Looks like night 1 is about here. Grab one of these houses and sleep away the night. A couple emeralds, another bundle. Let me go ahead and clean up this inventory actually. I did come over here originally for spruce wood, so I don't want to forget about that and not get any spruce wood or saplings. Just in case we don't come across any more and wherever we settle down doesn't have any. Definitely want to have access to the best wood in the game. Alright. I say we keep on exploring. One last check. Oh, heck yeah. Iron shovel, swap that out. I'm gonna get full iron tools just from villages. And off we go. So those 2 buried treasure maps I found were the same ones, and it's just this. So I don't know if that's bugged out or what, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of those bad boys. But hopefully, since it seems like we're in a colder biome region, if we explore a little bit more around here, maybe we'll find some pretty cool mountains. See another village up on top of that hill. definitely want to settle down as close to a village as I can, because I do tend to use villagers a lot, and moving them around is such a pain. So the closer we are, the easier that is going to be. Now, those aren't exactly the mountains I was talking about, but that area over there does not look bad. I do love having cherry blossom biome around. I think those are also beautiful. So let's go ahead and raid this village a little bit, and then maybe we head over there and see what that place has got for us. Alright, a couple more emeralds. I will take the saplings, take the wood, and the potatoes. Not too much there. Besides that first village that we hit, I feel like villages have been worse recently. I feel like back in the day they used to be awesome to find. You could get so much good stuff from them, but I definitely feel like they've gotten worse. But we got what we could from it, and now let's go check out this area over here. I'm liking the look of this, especially right here on this river. I don't know, I'm liking it. It looks good up here. If I did settle here, I don't think I would build up on the top where this cherry biome is, which this one is a huge one. I feel like I never find them this big. This is definitely a contender for a spot for us to settle down. We got that village right over there. We got some awesome landscape. We got a river for some easy early game travel. There's plenty of area for us to work with around here too. Wow, see, look at this. Let's pop into free cam and take a look at this area. Oh yeah, this is sick, guys. I'm really liking this little spot right here. I feel like we could turn that into something awesome. Got the river right here. That village is what, just right over here? So that wouldn't be too much of a pain. Yeah, I'm liking this. Plenty of caves around. Got oak, birchwood right over here. Plenty of spruce. Yeah, guys, I'm thinking this might be it. I like this. So what I'm gonna do, maybe we're just gonna start, get base camp set up down there. After I grab this coal just sitting right here waiting for me. We'll get base camp set up down there. And then we'll figure out what those next steps are. Alright, I spent a little time just checking out the area in free cam, just trying to get some rough early ideas of where I want to place things. I think this level right here, this area, is going to be our mine entrance. So for the first little bit, this is also going to be our little hidey hole away from all the scary monsters. And we're going to turn it into our early game strip mine. Just get as much resources as we can until we're ready to start building up our first starter base. So I'm going to dig this out, get everything set up and organized, and then we'll be ready to go. No, my pickaxe broke. I had one block left. Alright, got our early game base set up. Got my bed furnaces, a little bit of storage over here, all set up and organized. First thing we got to do is I'm going to start digging down. I'm going to get to a good, probably Y level 16, try to get some iron and coal. So I'm going to make it all the way down there. I'm going to start a strip mine. If I run into a cave, then that is what I will explore. So I'm going to dig down and I'll see you guys down there. Alright, we're all set up down here, down at Y level 16. I got some iron cooking in the furnace right now, so I can make a couple iron picks. because using stone for all this is already getting old. I'm gonna do a little bit of strip mining, spend some time down here and just see how much iron and coal we can grab up. And we're back up to the surface. Went through 2 iron picks. Got a decent little bit of iron and coal. I'll go ahead and get that smelting. Get all this organized. Now I got full iron armor and tools. What I think I want to do next, I got some spruce trees planted over there so that I can get plenty of wood. I'm gonna go up to where I think I want to build our starter base and start planning out how the land is gonna look up there. Got a little bit of dirt with me so I can outline it. I think I want it up here. Not all the way up the mountain, but I saw a good little flat spot up here. Not super flat, it's definitely gonna need some work. Yeah, right up around here. I think maybe we push back this hill a little bit and do it on this level right here. Definitely extend that out quite a bit and create our own little cliff face right there. I think this area up here, I'm gonna get rid of these cherry trees. This area up here is where we're definitely going to set up our first starter base. And then we'll extend a path down this way, add some farms around the front right here. Try to make sure we don't fall down that hole. So what I'm going to do next, clear these trees, push this dirt back a little bit, and extend this platform out. So this is going to be our platform or area where we're going to build our starter house. Push this hill back a little bit, obviously extend it and flatten this out. I'll push this back. I'll probably end up getting rid of this whole little piece right here. I'm just not exactly sure what I want to do with everything. I haven't finished making this cliffside. As you can see, it's all dirt right now, but I'm gonna add a little bit of interest to this. I need to cook up some stone and add some stone to the side of this. So I think that's gonna be what I knock out next while I start collecting a bunch of materials to build our little starter house. And we got the beginnings of our little cliff here sorted out, and of course it starts to rain just as I start this. We pop in a free cam. There's definitely going to be a lot more terraforming that's going to go on just around this, but this is a good start for us, so we can go ahead and throw our starter base up here. Kind of liking how this terrain is sloping down this way, so I might have a path come down this side. But I'm thinking I'm going to want to put some farms going down over here. I definitely want another path going this way that's going to lead to the mine. But for right now, we got to get this starter base built right up here. So I'm going to grab some more materials for that, and then we'll get started building. Okay, we got everything that we should need to build this starter house. Plenty of wood, some stone. I'm going to turn some of this into stone bricks. And then we got some diorite. Got our area cleared out, got everything we need. So let's get started on this build. Okay, so I got the basic structure laid out right here. Now I did forget that I wanted to have a deep slate roof, so I did not grab any deep slate yet. So I'm gonna head down to the mines, get down to deep state level and try to grab up a bunch of that. Hopefully we can grab our first diamonds while we're down there. But I'm gonna collect some more materials and then we will get back to this build. Alright, digging our tunnel down. We found our first diamonds here for the world. Let's grab these bad boys up. Alright, good amount too. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we got 8 diamonds off of that. That's awesome. Almost down to the level that I want to make our strip mine. So I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, deep slate is acquired. I'm gonna craft up some deep slate stairs, some spruce stairs. Let's see about getting this roof on here. Okay, so we got the roof on now. Hop into FreeCam, take a look. Got a little tower here on the side. Still need to add windows into that. Need to fill in this up here. Definitely have a lot more detail to add to it, but we got the basic structure of this thing down. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll through, add in some detail, finish up the top of this. Alright guys, we are finally done with our starter house build. Not gonna lie, I kind of just went to a trance there once I started detailing. And when I first started putting this thing together, I wasn't thinking it was going to turn out good at all. I was not liking it one bit, but I stuck with it, and this might be one of my favorite starter houses I've ever built. I've really enjoyed so far, so let's take a look. This is what we got. Ourselves a little tower here on the side, 2-story. Show you guys what this looks like. Got a little balcony there on the 2nd story. I used copper trap doors for windows, something I haven't done before. And eventually these are all going to oxidize and they're going to be that blue-green instead of this orange color. I think that's going to look a lot better. But we got a lot of detail here on the outside. It really all came together once I started putting all these details in. All the stairs, all the trap doors. I'm really liking how it turned out. And let's go take a look at the inside. Now, interiors are definitely not my strong suit. But in here, we got a good little bit of storage. That should be plenty to get us started. It's somewhat organized. Don't worry too much about that. Got our crafting table, our stone cutter, furnaces. That'll do us until we get a nice little automatic smelter going. And upstairs, not a lot of decoration up here. Got our bed and out onto our patio overlooking this river, the lake, all this beautiful land out here. So far, I am very happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I wasn't sure about it in the beginning, but I stuck with it, and I'm really liking it. We got a lot to do on the land, and as I was building this and collecting all the materials, I ran almost completely out of food and out of iron. I used a ton of tools, used a lot of iron for the lanterns, and I ate pretty much all of my food. So the next thing we got to do is get some farms going. And what I'm thinking for that is we're going to have a path that goes down here that leads to the mines. And along that, I want to build quite a few farms to kind of fill in this area. So like something like this, we'll flatten that out, build another cliff, and then add a little patch of farms right there. Do that all the way down. First thing we got to do though is figure out where the path is going to go. So I think I'm going to start down at the mine and work my way up and just kind of see where the land takes me. I think we want to come up this way. I don't want it to go up too steep. Actually, let me grab some dirt. Okay, so starting here, we're gonna wind our way up. I want to come out this side a little bit so that we can still have plenty of room in there for anything that we want to add. Like I said, I don't want to go up too quick, but might not have much of an option here. If we come up this way, take it out here, and then from here start turning our way back in. Maybe somewhere like this. Definitely going to be a lot of terraforming to be done around here. Man, look at that sunrise coming up over the mountain. Never gets old. Definitely need to take this weird little mound down. Bring this out a little bit more. I do like these pink petals, but they're kind of the same deal as a leaf litter, where when you're trying to work around them, they just get in the way and they're just annoying. push this back a little bit. If I can, I like to have 2-block width so I can add just a slab instead of using actual stairs. Definitely prefer that on my pathways than just having a bunch of stairs going up somewhere. But some spots like down there where it's steeper, I'm not going to be able to avoid that. So just winding our way down here. Coming down this way. Definitely going to have stairs there, but that's alright. And then down here to our mine. So that leaves us a ton of room here on the inside to build out a couple more platforms, and those are going to be our farms. So I'm thinking we're definitely going to have a platform right here, maybe at this level. I'll bring that out some. Come out here. I'll have another one down about here. And then we'll probably do one more down there before we get there. So we'll have 3 different crop fields over on this side. So I'm going to take a second, grab a few more shovels, and start planning these out. Okay, so we got a few fields pretty much mapped out. Let's take a look at what we got so far. Alright, I'm liking that. So we got one field up here. I decided to throw a 4th one over here because we did get some beetroot seeds. So we got wheat, carrots, and potatoes, and beetroots to plant up. So I think we'll have one of these platforms for each. What I gotta do now is same thing I did here on this little cliffside. I gotta add some stone and some andesite to each of the 4 of these just to make it look a little bit more natural. So I'm gonna pop off and go ahead and get that done next. Alright y'all, I got all these walls finished here. Haven't done this side yet, but that's gonna take me like 30 seconds. Pop on out into the free cam just to see it. Every platform on this side has got its own little cliff. I extended this one all the way down to our mine entrance. We'll be decorating that later, so that'll break up that wall a little bit more once we get that done. But now that we got all our fields prepared, I think it's time that we go ahead and get all these things planted because I am running out of food. So I'm gonna go get myself a couple buckets and get all these fields planted up. Alright guys, there we go. All the fields are tilled. Only had 4 carrots. Definitely not all planted in. I'm gonna have to wait for these to grow for a while to really fill all these in. Once they're filled in, once they're grown in, it's gonna add a lot to this area. Let's just check it out real quick. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. I definitely gotta add some more details. I wanna add a border to each of these and add some lighting inside. So I'm gonna knock that out real quick, get this path sorted out just a little bit more. I got details put in on our farms, fence post and leaf border. Got our stone bricks and lanterns in there to light it up. Didn't have enough lanterns for all 4 of them, so I ran out of iron, but that's an easy fix. Everything's still not planted in. I'm gonna wait for all that to grow so I can fill it all in, but we got our pathway all the way going down from our mine up here to our house. I'm definitely gonna be adding more detail to this pathway as we go through this, but I just wanted to get it installed so that way we have a way up and down. We don't have to sit here and jump up the mountain every time we need to go back up to the house. So that's gonna be it for this first one, guys. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this first episode. We got our starter house built, we got our farms in. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please leave a comment, leave a like, let me know what you guys want to see in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.